I just stopped here at the side of the river to share with you this beautiful view. I've got an island right there behind me. This is Rocky Mountain House, Alberta, guys. This is a really nice place to visit. I happen to know somebody who lives here. There's some geese yapping. And what I would really need is my Crocs to get across. See, there's a way to get down here. Somebody made some steps, but I'm telling you, this water is not going to be nice and warm. At least not yet. So we come out here, Barbara and I, for the long weekend, and since she likes to sleep in, I grab my bicycle and go for a ride. Morning. Yeah, it's a little chilly out here still. Whoa, look at this rock. A bow to big rock. So this is my first discovery of the morning, guys. So there is a story to this rock. Big rock on our jogging walking trail is indeed a celebrity. It has literally passed the test of time, dumped here unceremoniously thousands of years ago as the last ice advanced from the Jasper area and then receded. So this rock weighs approximately 700 tons or 6,350,292 kilograms. Does that sound about right? Well, we could have a picnic here later. Okay, here's Alexander Henry, who wrote in 1807. After passing a thick wood of several miles long, we came out into a small plain where lays the big stone, and soon after came upon the old pagan road that leads to the establishment, Thompson's Post. Well, before I carry on here, I want to share with you the map. This is where I am. Probably we're gonna go down to the river and make a loop. See, there's the North Saskatchewan River. You can cross it there. And you're basically staying off the road while you're riding here. That's the main thing that makes it so pleasant. There's a highway just down there. It's like really close. I mean, I'm gonna cross some intersection here, and when I turn the camera around, you could see that highway there. See that stop sign? That's where it's at. And on my right, there's an older motel, Chinook Inn. But guys, this is Sunday morning. It's quiet here. It's a bit chilly. It's still a pleasant ride. And I'm seeing more rocks here on my right. They're not as big as the big one though. So what I wanted to share with you is that how YouTube is really one of the greatest things of our time, because just about anybody can make a video. The entry barriers are really low. I mean, you could be pulling out your cell phone, and almost everybody today has it. Almost everybody. I've seen homeless people play on their phones. I mean, it's not hard to own a phone and have a little plan, or even grab free Wi-Fi off of somewhere, and you can have a YouTube channel and you can get your message, your story, whatever it is, you can get it out onto the internet, and it's basically free. Dutch Canadian Friendship Tulip Garden, 70th anniversary. Somebody built this, and it doesn't appear to be functional. When you compare the potential of YouTube, which means billions of users, I shouldn't say viewers, and then you post a video as a new channel and you get like 4 views. That's it. And then your video is never, ever, ever again being shown to anyone else. And that's fascinating in a way, but it can be also very, very frustrating when you're a new YouTuber. And even for myself, I mean, I've been on YouTube for years now, making content consciously, kind of how do I say this? It's kind of semi-intentional, strategic, whatever. But as you can see, like, I'm on a bike ride this morning, you know, I don't have a script, I don't have anything really. What I'm doing is just, I'm sharing some thoughts and I'm sharing a bike ride with you. For me, YouTube actually has become a small source of income, but it doesn't cover the internet that I have at home, doesn't cover the equipment I had to buy. Didn't have to buy it. You could make YouTube videos with less. I got a little bit of a voice on the internet through this channel. Yeah, so I can share whatever my thoughts are because I got this channel. What are you doing on the road? Isn't that dangerous for you? But there's another one. You made it. You all made it. That's cool. So I'm headed down to the river now, finally. See, I can share this kind of stuff, and it's thanks to YouTube. And it's not only thanks to YouTube, because all of this, making videos, posting videos, publishing videos, distributing them on the internet, well, it doesn't come for free. So YouTube has a huge network that I'm sure costs a ton of money, and the only way this is possible in our society is through these ads. There are tons of ads on YouTube. I don't want to criticize it too much, guys, but I have to be honest with you. I don't really like this idea. I don't like this whole concept. But at the same time, I have to be extremely grateful, because that is entirely what makes it possible. Without ads, you wouldn't be seeing this, because nobody would bother posting any of this. Let's go down here for a little bit. There's a rock that looks like a crocodile. Actually, that's not a rock. Guys, this is seriously ice. And we're at the end of the month of May now, or mid to late May. It's a long weekend in May. The idea of taking my boat this way, the way we're looking right now, this goes to Edmonton. But it would be a long, long trip. So I had this idea of sitting on this rock that looks like a crocodile, but it's not a rock, it's ice, guys. I'm not gonna sit on a pile of ice. That ain't gonna happen. I'm under the bridge. My hands are frozen. So it tells you that in Alberta, this Rocky Mountain house is actually further south than is Edmonton, but it's closer to the Rocky Mountains. And in the Rocky Mountains, you get a lot of snow melting. I mean, there's a lot of snow, a lot more snow than in town. And the temperatures, like, they can fluctuate a hell of a lot. So does the weather. And then you got ice much later here than you have in Edmonton, I think. And in Alberta, when you see the weather, a lot of times what happens is you see on the forecast the high is going to be, just an example, going to be 21 degrees or whatever. What you have to be prepared for is that pretty much all day long temperatures are going to be pretty bone-chilling freaking cold. Overnight, it's a good chance that they'll be below freezing, and then late in the afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, that's when you get your 21. But throughout the day, it's just slowly climbing up. 8:19 in the morning, and I'm in Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. and the temperature out here is 7 degrees, and we're looking at a high of 14 today, so that's not incredible. And we're looking at a 50% chance of rain. Can you believe it? Such a beautiful sunshine. It's not a heat wave by any standards, but you cannot expect to have really the temperatures in the high 20s this time of year, even though it does happen. But it won't be all day long. There's the Doggy. Hey, Doggy. Boo, boo, boo. So what I was saying, there's a chance for a billion people to see this remaining ice from the North Saskatchewan River, and I'm not going to tell you that's the last little bit. Hey, Doggy. What's your name? He's got the water. Good stuff, huh? You know you're on YouTube, eh? But it's cool. YouTube's a good site. Yeah. Well, have a good day there, Doggy. So we got deer, we got a Doggy, we got ice on the North Saskatchewan River all in one video, and the likelihood of this to be seen by a billion people. Actually, what I was going to talk about in this video was, as you could probably guess by now, is the monetization part, the money part on YouTube, and how it doesn't really pay for all the expenses that you get, even though they are very, very low, or they could be. But most of us YouTubers, what we do is we try to get better. We try to perfect the craft and put a lot of time into our videos. And well, this is also what's the case with this channel. I mean, I've been monetized, I guess it's been over 3 years, and I've never, like the highest I ever made in a month on the monetization was about $80. I've got camera equipment, probably adds up to a couple of $1,000. That's including the camera I'm using right now, talking to you. That's including my drone, and that's also my other Sony camera. And I was lucky enough, I didn't have to pay all of that out of pocket. Some of you supported this channel and helped a great deal, and that's one of the things that keeps me motivated. You know, there are people finding value in these videos, even the way I do them. It's my main form of expression. I don't have a clear niche in this channel, as you could probably tell. I'm just a goof trying to express himself on YouTube. And the reason this is possible is because of advertisers. So if you see an ad on YouTube, and it could be the most stupidest thing. I mean, I've made videos about how it's so dangerous to share your lane with cars when you're on the bicycle. And that's the truth. It is really dangerous to ride your bike in traffic, right? But then the video interrupts mid-sentence and there's an ad for the new truck, F-150 or whatever. And what always gets me about these car ads is that they're on a road where there's nobody else. They're driving way too fast. They got all this power. They'll never show you the rush hour in Toronto, where there are, I don't know how many lanes on the 401, and they're all packed and nobody's really going anywhere. So it's kind of ridiculous in so many ways. And so is advertising pretty much always. Like, you could take it as a joke, and that's probably the best way to deal with it all. It is overwhelming sometimes. You can't possibly buy everything they tell you to buy. It's consumerism all out. And that's the world we live in. You get bombarded by this. As a little dribble, a little trickle down, whatever you want to call it, you have YouTube channels like mine. A one-man operation. You have, whatchamacallit, It's genuine. Yeah, it's genuine. I just talk off the top of my head a lot of times. Sometimes I will research a subject and I will make an outline for a video. Then I'll talk about it as good as I can, but without looking at the notes. I just kind of practice a little bit, and maybe I record it twice, because you can't post something that is like doesn't get to the point, whatever, you know. And I don't know how I'm gonna edit this video, because it's not exactly the greatest. I'm also trying out a new Tascam that I ordered off of eBay. It's actually a second-hand one. See, I got this fluffy thing on here. I don't know how much better the sound is going to be as a result. The wind isn't a problem this morning. But yeah, you see, this is my channel. I've been here for a while. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate it if you're still listening. This is YouTube, guys. You can watch a guy like me just talk off the top of his head, and perhaps you can even relate to some of my stuff. Like my love-hate affair with YouTube, where I love the fact that I have this creative outlet where I could talk to you almost like I'm in front of you, or like you're right here with me, which I think it's awesome. But at the same time, there are a lot of barriers in place. There's a lot of money that would rather shut me up and put some other content in front of you that manipulates you in a certain way. And of course, you know, where there's money, there's success. I don't know if that's a fair analogy, but for the most part, this is what happens, guys. Where there's a lot of money, there are a lot of things you can do. I'm not going to get into politics today, but on occasion I will on this channel, because it's near to my heart, and that's why. You know, the way we live is very much influenced by the politics, the way we express ourselves, probably even more. I'm grateful to live in Canada. Let me finish the video on that note. I am grateful to live in Canada, where I can pretty much say anything I want, and the biggest punishment that I'll get are some comments. Some comments criticizing my thoughts, criticizing what I say, whatever. But, you know, I haven't experienced violence, knock on wood, that's good. I'm trying to be respectful to everyone. Maybe it's not always the case, but I'm trying. And so for me, YouTube has been a great thing. And, well, while it would be nice to be rewarded handsomely, I can live with the way it is. I don't really need to have a huge income from YouTube, and it's not what influences my motivation at this point to make YouTube videos. And there might have been a phase where I was thinking, well, you know, I'm making this really big. I'll become a full-time YouTuber, and then it'll pay all my bills and I have no worries. All I have to do is like come up with content. Well, that hasn't happened, and maybe it won't happen, but I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm glad to have you listening in, and I'll end this video here. So if you give me a thumbs up for this, that'll be awesome. And if you have subscribed to my channel, that I'm very grateful for. If for any reason you don't subscribe to any channels or whatever, I can live with that. I'm totally good with that. So I'll see you in the next video. Sounds good.